Today on the Ywam News Show, we'll be talking about the recovery from the dual cyclones that hit Vanuatu. We'll talk about a sports ministry that's happening in Tanzania, a teacher's workshop in South Sudan, Ywam Emerges aquaponics program, hiking retreats in the Scottish Highlands, and more. So thank you for watching this. It's the 131st episode of the Youth of the Mission News Show. I'm your host, Bill Hutchison. You can contact us, subscribe to future updates or episodes. You can leave your comments, and you can also find links to all the stories that we'll talk about by heading over to ywampodcast.com/131. So the island nation of Vanuatu was hit by two tropical cyclones in the space of 3 days. Tropical Cyclone Judy, which was a Category 3 cyclone, on March 1st, and Tropical Cyclone Kevin, which is a Category 4 hit on March the 3rd of 2023. The first cyclone caused severe damage to housing, community buildings, infrastructure, vegetation, and crops. Then before the community had a chance to recover, the second one hit with greater force, and it moved slowly, punishing an already damaged community for at least another 8 hours. The government's now declared a state of emergency for the next 6 months. The Ywam Family Care Center in Vanuatu suffered damage to their buildings, some flooding, and many of their trees were knocked down. During the cyclone, the Ywam Center had 120 of their neighbors come and shelter with them, and they're still providing shelter for those who are unable to return home or find shelter at other locations. They're working with community leaders to discuss the recovery plan and are grateful that their members are safe and desire prayer for everyone's health and safety, and that there be food for everyone as they stay there with them. V2 Life Association, which is another ministry of Youth of the Mission that's in Vanuatu, also suffered the loss of most of their trees, had flooding in some buildings, many ceilings were damaged, and they had electrical issues in a few buildings. There was significant cleanup and repairs needed to their center so they can continue to provide primary school education in the Tuma Valley. Australian Mercy staff are already on the ground assessing the damage, consulting with disaster management officials, village chiefs, and local community organizers, assessing where best they can assist. Volunteer work teams will initially start by assisting in recovery in village and squatter areas in the Shifa province. They're asking for funds to be donated to provide the purchase of food and water, first aid supplies, building materials, tools, and the means to assist in distribution of these items. You can find out more about how you can help on the Ywam Australian Mercy website at australianmercy.org. In 2016, a longtime Ywam worker, Jeff Woodkey, was abducted from the town of Abalak in northern Niger. This month, he was released after being held for 6 years. So it's really exciting to see that Jeff has finally been released. We've been praying for him for most of those 6 years since we found out about it, and it's really good to see him finally out. So Jeff has been since reunited with his family. He's back in California now, and just for that reunion with his wife and his kids, and it's just such a fantastic thing to see finally happen. So since that was released, he's still under medical care and supervision. Obviously, there's no sound on the video. That's why I don't go live.